Hi, I'm Josh from FinalScanPro. In this video, we're going to look at the Harvard referencing style, one of the most widely used systems in UK universities. Let's look at some examples. In this example, we're saying that regular physical activity improves mental health. This idea comes from a paper by Emma Clark, published in 2016. If you place the citation at the end of the sentence, simply include the author's surname and the year of publication in brackets. Another option is to integrate the citation directly into the sentence. For example, you could say, Clark, 2004, argues that regular physical activity improves mental health. In this case, the author's name appears outside the brackets, while the year stays inside. If a source has two authors, include both surnames followed by the year. For example, Clark and Brown, 2004. For three authors, list all three surnames. For example, Clark, Brown, and Jones, 2004. If there are four or more authors, just use the first author's surname followed by et al., which means and others. For example, Clark et al., 2004. Sometimes you may need to support a statement using more than one source. When that happens, list all the citations together and separate them with semicolons. Sometimes an author publishes more than one paper in the same year. When that happens, you add letters after the year to tell the sources apart. In this example, Patel published 3 papers in 2018, so we label them 2018A, 2018B, and 2018C. If you're using a direct quote from a source, you need to put the text inside quotation marks. In this example, we've copied the text exactly as it appears in the paper, so it's enclosed in quotes. When you cite a direct quote, you should also include the page number. Use P for a quote from a single page, and PP if the quote comes from multiple pages. Sometimes you will come across an idea or finding that's mentioned in another source, but you can't access the original material yourself. This is called a secondary reference. In this case, you cite the source you actually read, and you mention the original author in the text. For example, Patel's 2020 book discusses findings from a study by Green, published in 2012. You mention Green in the text, but since you didn't read Green's original study, only Patel's work appears in the reference list. It's important to remember that secondary referencing should only be used when the original text is genuinely unavailable. When you're citing AI tools like ChatGPT, it's generally best to treat them like an online source. When including ChatGPT in the reference list, the organization behind the tool, OpenAI, is treated as the author, and ChatGPT website is treated as an online source. If you're referring to a specific prompt, describe the prompt clearly in the reference. If available, include a shareable link as well. Some universities recommend citing ChatGPT as a personal communication instead. If that's the case, your in-text citation might look like this. In most cases, personal communications are not included in the reference list unless your institution specifically asks for it. Because guidance on citing AI tools can vary, always check your university's official referencing guidelines before submitting your work. You must include a bibliography or reference list at the end of your paper. Here's an example bibliography formatted in Harvard style. This list should contain all the sources you cited, arranged alphabetically by the author's last name. We highly recommend using reference management software to format your bibliography. It saves time and helps keep your references consistent. I hope you found the video useful. Finally, before submitting your work, don't forget to run it through FinalScanPro. Just drag and drop your document and let FinalScanPro check it for you. You'll receive a Turnitin style similarity report with all issues clearly highlighted and color-coded. You'll also get a revision report with suggestions to fix the issues quickly. Apply the recommended changes, recheck if needed, and you'll have a clean, original paper ready to submit. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you have any questions, please drop a message below. Bye for now.